I think it's like you said, it's intentions. Like if the person knows that, okay, this person, this is her strength and this is her weakness. Your intention, if you're showing effort, like, okay, I'm trying to actually clean this thing, but I'm not cleaning it right now. That's one good thing. And like I said, communicate, and like the person, even if like, let's say you're being both feisty at a point, just walk away, take a deep breath, take a cooler, and
Important.
it's important.
Yeah.
You have to leave your pride aside. Like I feel like, before, if it was me, I'm very like uptight and I wouldn't like show my emotions or anything. But if you're
that was
married,
you? That's how you were?
yeah, that was how I was.
Okay.
But if you're married, you have to let your guard down a little bit.
Yeah.
Why a
and
little bit?
As in, like, let me use an example. There's a time I was supposed to, in the right mind, in the African eye, I was supposed to say sorry. And I really didn't want
That's
to say
very
sorry.
important in the African
I
minds.
didn't want to say sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I going to have to say sorry?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
This is not right, But even as a Christian, for it to be like good and for you to be able to have like a peaceful home, you should be able to apologize and then like say, okay, I'm sorry for this. If this has offended you, blah, 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 blah. So before I wouldn't even I'm like, no, I'm not going to say that. But I let my guard down and I had to say it. So these are the things that you need to like put your pride aside and just communicate and just have good intentions. And I feel like that's how it helps me. Anyway.
So humility.
Yeah, be humble. And like just taking a deep breath, like,
You're looking around the room a lot, so this guy.
Two prideful people can't walk.
It's not very, very true
Yeah.
though. Because I feel like
Never work.
there is that thing of I think even when I'm married, but in relationships, we like to an extent you
you
understand.
get so feisty together. Like,
You understand that like this, like there's certain things that you hear, and one thing I'm working on myself personally is trying to I don't know what is the right word, but I try to overstand. What I mean by that is,
Okay, I get you.
I
Really explain yourself.
Yeah.
Like really
no,
explain.
not explain myself. Understand why you might have
they're
said
acting-
what you said.
yeah.
That's what I mean by. I see it's my own
Okay,
terminology
I
for
get
it,
you,
but
I get you.
overstanding. So,
Get a patent.
what?
Overstand.
Overstand. No, what I mean by that is if you said something to me, right, I know it's out of your character, and I do know that you care for me and you love me and all these type of things there, but I know it's out of your character to say that. I don't. What I try to. It's offensive. I don't like what you said,
But you don't.
but I try to understand what are
Why-
the factors
yeah,
that
yeah.
lead to you saying something like that. Then you clock, and it's happened. It's worked every single time for me. You clock that. Oh, this person. Oh, they mentioned this. They mentioned that they were going through this. They mentioned that this is coming up tomorrow. They're a bit on edge.
Yeah.
So what is said is not because they don't love you. It's not because they don't
Yes.
like you, whatever. It's just because they're going through certain things right now. So I overstand it, and then I avoid a whole fight.
Yeah.
Because like I understand.
For you to realize that now, before you're even married, I think it's such a good thing. Because if before I got married, if someone had said that to me, or with having like marriage counseling before going into marriage, if someone had, acted like a crazy way to me and I'm not able to like obviously take it or receive it, I'm like, why would this person say that? I'll just automatically just be like, okay, we're broken up and that's it.
Yeah.
But with counseling and understanding, like, okay, people have different days or whatever they're going through, there's a way you have to actually understand, like, okay, if that person is saying something bad to you, doesn't necessarily mean that that's what they are like, but there's something that has triggered them to, make them say those things. So I think that's, for you to know that now, I think it's so
I'm set up for a good marriage, right?
I think so.
Do you know what it is? I feel like
so.
I feel a lot of times people just don't like weigh people's characters up against their actions to know the difference between the two. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I feel like I know your character. I've known you for years.
Yeah.
If you acted out of character, there has to be something wrong.
Yeah.
It just has to be something wrong. You're not acting like you normally act.
Yeah.
So then why would I, in that moment, then judge you specifically off of your actions? Like I have to
Well,
wait.
you see, that's why some people, like, let's say a friend said, oh, like, let's say now I'm here and you're having an argument with your girlfriend and you said something so spiteful, but your girlfriend forgives you and say, I understand him, but me, I'm like, why would you say, are you
Yeah,
crazy?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Because they don't understand.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, geez, my friend is crazy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like those kind of things, like, so when
That's
people
so
are like,
true.
when you see people getting back together on social media, you're like, ha.
You don't understand the ins and outs. You don't understand the ins and
But you
outs.
don't know what it is.
Yeah.
We're seeing it from the outside. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Marriage is so completely
that's so true.
different. Like there's
That's
a
why.
lot of things that
Yeah, you just actually brought up another thing. You know them. You know those people, guys and girls that always tell their friends when things go bad in their relationship.
yeah.
It's like, bro, you're setting up your partner for failure.
You
stink.
It's not
you're
good
setting up-
at all. Yeah.
You're setting up your partner for failure because your friends will never like this person now because all you've told her about, all you've told them about is the bad things.
Yeah.
So stupid, makes no sense.
Yeah.
Still with your shit internally, man.
True, you know.
Is it
It
what?
reminded me of. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Reminded me of a time. I think I told because we only have one car, so I told my husband after football training to come home on time. I have to go and see my client now.
Yeah.
And he came like an hour later. I was raging, like I was boiling, and I got into the car. You know, usually I'll give out like so much, but then I saw like two guys in the car that he wanted to drop home. And even, do you know how like
He knew what he was doing.
upset?
He knew what he was doing.
I was so upset.
You couldn't say
that
anything.
I couldn't, like, you know, and then he would say something to me, but I now thought to myself that I don't want these guys, like, they don't know us from anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't want them to think that, oh, like, this
Just
girl-
crazy.
So
Yeah.
you're responding like, yeah.
Yeah, so you just like, and I was like, oh, how are you, babe? Are you okay? And I'm
Inside you're burning.
like,
That must be hard.
burning.
You know, that was like, how you, babe? How are you?
No.
How are you feeling?
It was so hard. But then I understood that, Camilla, you're actually married, because for me to like change, I switched, like, because you're not going to know what's going on in my house, and I'm not going to disrespect my husband.
No, that one is zero click. You get click for that
so
one.
I was just like,
Because I think that's so important. I was saying that something happened recent and with somebody else, right? And I remember saying like to myself, like, never will any of that like
shenanigans
happen.
Yeah.
No, especially in public. Like if like again, my thing is I always like one thing that I know it irritated everybody when your mom screamed at you. It irritated me, but it irritated me to a level where like. It twisted something in my brain. I just didn't like when people screamed at me.
I
Do you know
can't
what I mean?
take it.
I
take it.
I block out.
either.
I block out. Do you know what I mean? So I've always made the intention to, if you're upset, again, timing is very very important.
Timing, yeah.
If
That's
you-
so true.
I would understand what you're trying to say if you don't speak. If you don't speak, I understand what you're trying to say. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or whatever it is, but it's important that in relationship setting, or sorry, in public setting, that you protect your relationship. You protect what's yours. You know what I mean? Like, don't let anyone look at it some sort of way.
Sideways, like,
There's some
they
relationships
acting
that
all nice
you
here,
know
like,
the ins and outs. You
Bro,
know what
yeah,
he's
yeah.
done. You know what
Bro.
she's done. You know what they've done together. And now you have a view on that relationship.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
You're driving home and say, babe, you see what?
Fam, there's some relationships I know. I'm just like, so you guys are together again? Well, last week you guys were not.
again.
Yeah.
But like Camilla said, we don't know the relationship.
We don't know
You don't know.
that.
Well, now you
Now you know.
separate toxic from toxic. Like,
100%,
and then
100%.
on, like some little misunderstanding misunderstanding. But
True.
it's just like, don't put your mouth in this relationship.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you know? I, feel-
I think it's important to be private.
I think a practice that we should all take into account now, you know, us that are not married, is the suppression of pride.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
one thing I
therefore.
always hear. Like,
Pride, yeah.
because there's actually no room for it. By the way,
Yeah.
Because think about how intimate a marriage is. One, secondly, you live with this person all the time. So what are you going to lie about? You left the plate on the kitchen counter. No, I didn't.
It was you.
No, but you did. There's nobody. There's no one else in this house.
You don't have kids yet, so you just talk.
Literally,
Just two of you.
I'll blame it on the child. Yeah.
it's the dog. It's the dog.
You know, it's
that's
true. It's like I think I agree with the pride thing as well, like heavily. Because again, I will say, even in relationships, you realize that there are certain things that are said to you, and it doesn't. It's not nice. It doesn't sweet.
Oh, definitely.
It doesn't
Well,
sweet.
it's true.
And you know, it's like you hear something and say, "Ish, I don't like what you said, but I know it's true."
True, yeah.
I got a text message. Yeah. I'm still here to have a conversation. I said, you know, you're like, oh, Gumilara.
It's true. And again, they have have your best interest at heart.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not saying it like randomly or because they don't care whatever it is.
I see it
saying
as
certain
rebuke.
things. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's how I perceive it. And like rebuke isn't a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's
It's
not
not
a
a
bad
bad
thing.
thing, especially if it's clarified about what exactly you mean by the rebuke. If you understand,
Yeah.
because I can say something to you, but you might take it as like you meant it this way. If not, and if I let you know exactly what I meant by it, you realize, oh, dude, that was actually a
That's
good
not-
rebuke.
yeah,
I needed that. I needed to hear that. You know. So, but marriage.
How you? Yeah, it's nice. It's sweet. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, thank God I'm actually married. Like I can't imagine. You know?
The streets.
The streets is cold.
Actually can't.
The street is not pushing
December in
P.
the
Like,
streets.
do not miss
In this island as well. In this island, eh?
Never miss
It's not pushing P. That's all. It's not pushing P.
No,
It's not pushing P.
let's make a new one. It's pushing Z.
Pushing Z.
Pushing Z.
That's mad.
Yeah, but it's good. Like it comes with a lot of blessings. Like it's a whole lot.
That's like it's like lovely to hear in the boys.
It is, yeah. Do you want to get
Well,
married?
now, guys, I'm only married for 3 years now, so mine is still the early stages.
Yeah, no, the rest of marriage will
But the
push me into
early
this thing.
stages are the toughest stages.
You what?
The early stages are just
Really?
Yeah, I remember I listened to a marriage counselor, right, and he said
Toughest.
I shared this like loads of times. He said he's probably like 13 years married, right? He's a marriage counselor now.
Wow, okay.
But in his first year, like everyone told him not to get married. I think they was early 20s anyways. They told him not to get married. They said, no, this blah 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 blah. You're not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You're too young. All these type of things. There, they got together. They got married, and within the first year was so bad.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the first year, he literally packed his bags,
yeah.
packed every single thing, and he was about to leave, and he's gonna leave the house to her and everything. He's about to leave, no children yet, about to leave, and then his wife told him like, drop the bags, let's talk. Like deep,
Imagine, yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that they probably had the first proper conversation
In that moment.
in that moment.
Yeah.
But everything, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to drive at. It's like
Definitely, yeah.
people get married without having some serious conversations in the marriage.
marriage,
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like
That's
it's like
true.
so he dropped the bags and they had the most serious
Conversation.
conversation they've ever had in their whole life, right? And then 10 years later, they're counseling
Still, yeah.
people for marriage. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
and
that's
they
very
always say like the first year is, I would always think, from the outside, you would think first year is the best year. You're doing honeymoon, you're doing
Because
rabbits.
it's like you're living together now. It's completely different.
You're literally adjusting your whole
And
life
your
to
own,
accommodate
like,
another
Yeah.
person.
Even like you said, sometimes some people have to set reminders. Like I need to text to check up on you. Just because if you're so busy or something
Yeah.
like that, because your life has literally like completely changed
Damn.
Because think about it, you've lived your whole life like
by
you,
yourself.
by
or with
yourself,
your parents.
only caring for you, only paying attention to you, only thinking about you.
Yeah.
But
And
you're
now,
thinking about her.
and now that has to change like that.
Yeah.
Fam.
Now it's not for the worst.
No, don't get me wrong. No, I'm driving at it. It's a hell of it's a hell of an adjustment.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's not like
yeah.
immediate
You don't do it
thing.
immediate.
Yeah, it is
Like
an
when you're in a
immediate.
relationship as well.
It is gradual,
Start
but
thinking
then
about
once
the other
once
person.
you've gotten married,
I know now it's like cemented.
exactly. There's no turning back. I can't like.
There's turning back, but you'd rather not.
Well, for me, Sha, there's no turning back.
There's no turning
Like I
turning
can't.
back.
There's no. I can't leave this. This is it now. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And that's.
feel
I
like
guess
that
it
should
can
the
be
first
daunting.
Conversation you have when you want to get married, like I'm marrying you because there's no turning back. So you don't think, like obviously along the line you never know what happens, but that should be your intention. Then that helps you like make sure like you have a conversation with the person.
Solid foundation.
That's wild.
Your marriage is deep. We're so quiet now. Like wow.
No. Because I suppose all of us are very intrigued about
Yeah.
marriage because we're obviously we're
know-
closing in on the age.
It's a
bad
blessing. Are you guys Christians?
Yeah. Solid.
I believe that for me, why my marriage is working is because we put God as our foundation.
Wow.
Honestly.
Wow.
So I strongly believe that because if I didn't, I don't think I'll still be married. I
love
genuinely know that I wouldn't be married.
Mad. So you feel like because that's big. I think that's really.
Do you
really
think
big.
you'd want to be married if you weren't a Christian? I don't think I would be.
Oh, I wouldn't. I'll be on the streets
I am the streets.
like
People
this.
think, yeah. Honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like a lot of those things. I even feel like marriage for me, because I feel like God has specific things for me to do in a country, in for my destiny, everything, and I feel like marriage is a massive thing for me. The reason it's a big thing for me personally is one, I don't believe I will get to where God wants me to go without somebody.
Wow, that's amazing.
You get what I'm saying? I don't believe that.
Yeah.
And I also feel like because of my experiences as a like grown up, my experience of seeing marriage a certain way, seeing this, I feel like I'll put it this way. Regardless of, I have like a youth ministry, right? Regardless of all that, right? Regardless of all those type of things there, I feel like my number one purpose is my family. Yeah. Well, my future family anyways. Yeah. So I want to have a son, have a daughter that I can, like, that's a person that I want to bring
raise
to
up, bro.
To raise up, right? That's my first, you know what I mean? So once I get that level, that place, I feel like that's why marriage is very important for me, because I feel like that's my number one purpose before everything else. Yeah.
So no time wasting.
So
TikTok.
I won't lie. I'm waiting for him, and then I go after him.
I know the funny thing is he's probably gonna be first. That's
most likely.
That's the funny thing.
You know what's funny? Yeah, I think you're gonna be first. No, you know what?
Do you know what is keeping you from?
Money. That's why I said IBAN.
Wow. No, when you propose and you do what you're supposed to,
You sort it out.
You sort it out.
Free hair for the wedding.
Clip this part.
But I feel like people's excuses would be like, oh, we're not financially stable right now. But I feel like if someone wants to get married, you will get married.
Yeah,
regardless. I think so.
Because
I wasn't the richest. My husband wasn't the richest when we got married. We became better when we were together. Yeah.
Guys, leave.
I'm not lying.
Leave.
A lot of people always feel like, oh, Camilla, you must have married someone who was already ready made. He had his head screwed on. Yeah. But we became more. I don't want to say more richer, but we became better financially when we came together. And we didn't, I would even tell you there's just the year before I did this low Love Island thing, I didn't work. I wasn't working. My husband was paying for everything. And I've never said this before. I was not working. I was pregnant and then I had the baby and then I left work and I couldn't do hair because I wanted to do hair full time for that year. But then I felt pregnant, so everything was on pause for me. I didn't make anything. And people don't see that because I feel like marriage kind of covered me and obviously lifted us together because we didn't have...
Yeah, it's long. Let's get married next week, boys.
Don't even say... No, I just always feel like don't say that, oh, I wouldn't want to get married because I don't have money right now. I feel like...
There's a shift in the room.
There's a shift.
The present God is speaking.
Stop.
Marriage covered us and then lifted us. Yeah. You did too much.
Sorry. I'm looking at the correspondence.
You're not pushing P.
That's big though.
Yeah, I became more wealthier when I got married.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very specific. That's insight.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insight. That's insight.
We need to get more married people on the podcast.
Yeah.
More than I've ever had to.
Me, I'm only married 3 years.
But still, you're married though. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you have
I'm just being honest with younger people who want to get married because I would have friends who were saying that, oh, but we haven't done this, I'm like, only if you know what we haven't done before we got married.
100.
Do you know what I mean? But that shouldn't stop you. I feel like when you even come together, some people you're supposed to be with them to literally
elevate them.
Elevate them because they already have that in them, but they just need that
extra push.
And it's benefiting you as well. So
well, this has taken a turn.
This has taken a turn
for the better.
I have some things to think about now.
No,
definitely
far from it.
Definitely not. This is a lot to think about.
There's a lot to think about, but
They kept
You know when someone's thinking about something, yeah, they're now staring into the distance. That's David now. They're not looking at anything, they're just looking.
Because what she said is actually so true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Everyone wants to be that perfect person
You
and
can't.
then get married.
Yeah, yeah.
I was at my poorest when I got married.
Crazy.
I'm ready.
Something loud is going to be first, yeah?
We need to turn the camera.
You're going to be first. Like, did you see the fear in his eyes? My guy goes, yeah!
There's, obviously, when you have your head screwed on, you know you're not going to be poor forever.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know.
Because you know, the way I deep is like, people that are married are working the same job I'm working.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're making it work.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
So where do I want to get to before I...
Before
What
you make it
want
work.
to actually-
Yeah.
Are you going to buy a house by yourself?
Yeah,
Because
you-
it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's hard.
Doing it together is easier.
Easier.
to be alright, yeah? You good, yeah?
Should be.
Actually, I have a question. This is completely off topic here. Do you think guys have it easier when it comes to customer service based off of the things that we need?
What do you mean customer
What do you
service?
mean?
Like when we go to a barber shop, customer service is always great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've never heard a guy like complain about like
Yeah.
it's usually lateness, but even
Yeah.
that like I don't feel.
Yeah, but
it's
even
just
with
not-
barbers, if you're late, you just you can't get cut because he's taking somebody else.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Like,
Like
so that happened yesterday. I was getting a trim. This guy came in. He booked for March instead of yesterday.
mad.
My barber said, he said, can you not cut me? He said, no, I have someone
someone
after
before,
me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the guy just left. There was no way he
No,
was
you
going to
can
get
do.
a cut. He was fully
Is
booked.
it black and white? There's no
So
like
there's
even
no
my
way,
barber now.
please
If I,
squeeze me in.
yeah, if I book it, there's a cancellation fee. I've attached my card.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't show up to your trim, I get charged
€12.
€12.
Yeah.
My trim is what 30.
Yeah,
That's a chunk of it.
yeah, yeah,
Huh?
He quit.
Yeah, fam. It's a chunk of it.
Guys are very laid back.
yeah.
Like you guys don't take things like too like
True. We don't.
personal.
Some of them, like most of the guys will be laid back, and I've met some guys. I'm like, bro, what's going on?
Relax. Literally relax.
guy, you know. But like, I feel like you're right. In general,
I
guys
think we have it easier.
You have,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Like-
Because number one, you're getting your hair cut. It's like what, less than 30 minutes?
No.
But how long?
45 to an
Depends on
hour.
your barber.
Oh, really?
Some barbers do surgery
yeah,
and some do a quick fix.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
If you get surgery-
I deal with surgeons.
yeah,
that's what-
if
yeah.
you get surgery,
So 45
because he's
to-
doing like you first do your fade,
Yeah.
and then you do shape up, and then he goes. If you have bebe,
Yeah.
you know,
Is it
do
bebe?
we do bebe.
So what? Let me ask you one question then. If you give your barber like a particular style and he doesn't get it right and it messes up your hairline and stuff, what would you do? Would you like wrap them out on
work
social
out.
media or something?
I just walk out.
Just walk out.
I just walk out.
You take your L
Don't
and
see me again.
go to the
Happened
next.
to me 3
A
times.
woman is different though.
Yeah.
A woman will come out and like
Oh, go
Show-
clubhouse.
show
some
receipts.
women, not all now.
Yeah.
But some
Yeah, I won't lie to you. I guess
so that just shows like
Fam, I remember there's a barber. I've told you before. Man held my eye like this,
and
and he didn't give me a hairline. He gave my skin a hairline. You know them ones. You know when he sprayed it,
goodness.
I really felt it. I didn't say anything. I just gave him his tenner and walked away.
Yeah, walk away.
I've never cut my hair on that.
Yeah, when they ask you, you like, there's one Jamaican they say, you like it?
you said
You
yes,
like
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I said, I love it, bro.
No, you see, I've stopped lying to them. I was like, nah.
Oh, really?
I'll say nah.
Now, recently, like, obviously, shout out to Wolf and all the guys are cut now. They're very sick. Like, the guys.
I've never had that issue.
very good now.
No, I haven't had that issue.
It's
in
only
like-
when you it's Caesars. That's when you have the
Yeah, and I haven't had that
that light
issue in
skin
years.
tall barber. Oh my god,
That's the guy.
You know the guy.
That's the guy.
Oh my god. the guy be looking for clients because nobody wants to go to you. Be self-aware.
Oh my god.
The shop is full.
Oh
Your
my
seat is
God.
empty.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. But yeah, anyways, where's. This is a good podcast. So
Yeah, where's your head at?
what's the header?
That's how we end the
So
pod
where's my head at? Like as in like right,
right
now?
now. Yeah.
Today or just in general? Just learning and trying new things. Like when you guys invited me to this, I was like, I don't think I'm the right person to be talking on this. But like learning and just gaining new experiences, I guess.
It's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
My head's at. I hope tomorrow Monday is better than last week Monday. That's our own. That's
Oh
all.
my goodness,
cow.
tomorrow is Monday. Wow.
What about you, boys?
For me, I guess.
Marriage.
He needs some water.
Man, huffed.
No pressure. Don't feel pressure.
Thank you very much, Camilla.
Don't
Please,
feel
can you say
pressure
that? Can you
at
say that
all,
loud
'cause
again?
Don't feel pressure.
No pressure.
It'll happen at its own time.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Don't feel pressure.
I'm not under pressure for marriage. I kind of am because I'm in a relationship, but I'm
Yeah.
not like.
Yeah, don't let them pressure you because then you'll be like, oh, I'm being pressured. That's why I'm getting
Yeah,
married.
you want to have a clear head going into this thing, right? Thank you so
You
much.
can't pressure me.
Can't pressure me.
I won't do what I don't want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not magic.
But don't.
Is it not me that will propose?
No. Don't get me
Don't
wrong.
be like, yeah, they bust up for like what 50 years.
Nah. I think I have a timeline in my head, but I'm not.
What, 2 years?
What?
2
What's
years?
the timeline, bro?
Don't worry about that. That's I say I have a timeline in my head. It's staying
Not
there.
outside.
It's staying there.
Yeah, no, but yeah, for me, actually, you know what? I've enjoyed the pod and just different aspects of marriage as well. I feel like it's very, very, very important for young people to know. Why do I say that? Is because I feel like our generation of people that are married are going to be different from our parents.
Definitely.
Very, very
The marriages are going to be different because I feel like our parents stay together just for us.
Yes.
Us is like our generation is going to be so different. Like I don't know what the problem will
Like
be.
our generation is not a bad thing, but we're so selfish.
Yeah.
As we care about us. Our happiness.
That's it.
Happiness.
And it's a good and bad thing to an extent, but
But yeah,
depends
I think
on each person.
I think we'll see the problems like 10, 15 years in. And we're like, oh, this is what like you will see the community. Again, I don't know who was speaking to. I think it was your missus. It was more so about we're very intentional about marriage, but there's a lot of people who just get married.
Yes,
Just get married for the sake of
definitely.
it, yeah.
For the sake
And-
of social
yeah.
media is making everybody
Exactly,
married, yeah.
and then you will see some mad problems. You're like, wait, that's not reasonable. That's not a reasonable thing, but it's because a lot of people don't think about marriage.
Yeah.
I think if you literally have an example of certain things that went wrong,
Yeah.
you should learn from it. As I say, a smart man learns from his own mistakes, and a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. And I feel like we're looking at this generation or an older generation of marriage, and you're looking at the problems. Learn from those mistakes.
Yeah,
Do you know
definitely.
what I'm
You don't
saying?
have to experience it to learn from
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No, absolutely
Not
not.
at all.
What about you, my bro?
Great.
Marriage and I don't know, this is off topic as well.
yeah.
It's a bit but just how the world works. Like
That's
how,
your heads up.
yeah, how things because I've been doing a lot of I don't want to say what I've been reading because it's a far left, but I've been doing a lot of watching like, informative Jesus Christ. I said that word.
Yeah, informative. Yeah, yeah.
Informative like videos.
We're in
and
Ireland.
This world is messed up.
Like documentaries.
Not documentaries. I fall asleep when I watch documentaries.
I
love
listen
that. I
to
love
very
documentaries.
particular people speak about things.
Like I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan. You got this guy on, what's his name, Jamie Metzel or something like that. He's like a scientist or something like that. And the way the world works is just very messed
different.
up. Very, like we think we know it, but we don't know
We
it.
don't, yeah.
Even what they tell, like I know you think is, but listen,
It's not conspiracy. It's not
it's
conspiracy.
this is not conspiracy. This is not conspiracy.
Real life.
This is no.
When you're when you're squinting your eyes like that, yeah, go
No,
ahead.
it's like facts. It's facts. Yeah, it's just facts. It's just facts. I might dive into it deeper next week. But next week we have to talk about that cipher.
Irish cipher,
We
yeah.
have to talk about that cipher.
What's
We
the
have to.
cipher?
I think.
Go ahead. Go.
No, next week. Let's say for next week.
Okay, next week.
Go.
No, next week. Next week.
No, because I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it.
That cipher. Dot.
Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching.
Love.
Thank you.